Hello, Echo Units. My name is Rox Titan, and today I'm going to be going over the matches played during Week 5 of VRML between Team Jokr and Team Nfinite. So let's jump right into it. So we got the first clip. We got Nfinite on the offense. We got a ding shot followed by clear by Jokr. Gets picked up by Nfinite. Nfinite passes it back down, a missed catch. Disc is a little bit free. And we end up getting a boost by Jokr, who clears it down and is able to recover. So, in this clip, we can see, so Nfinite recovers the disc, takes a shot. A couple missed shots, unlucky, but the main thing that they messed up on here is that they're, so you can see here, they especially after this pass, and even before this, like starting pretty early after the missed pass, you've got kind of everybody's jumping for the disc and all over the place. They don't have control of the disc, yet they're still positioning very aggressively. So you've got one player here, just one player here stunned out, player here stunned out, and then two players back here. So all four of their players are either inside the bubble or only just outside of it. So they don't have anybody back for the reset, which is like, so if they had somebody in top of double diamonds, for example, this disc is an easy pickup for that person. So when a team is playing aggressively, you don't want to leave the back open like that. You always want to have a reset when you don't have control of the disc. So until your team can get control of the disc and slow down the play, people shouldn't be sitting here pushing the bubble. People shouldn't be back here. Looks like they're waiting for a pass so they can slam dunk it. But they're kind of getting ahead of themselves, because you need to make sure you have possession of the disc, you have control. Even in the situation right here, if Palace were to get this disc, because he ended up missing the catch here, he gets stunned like almost immediately after. So this isn't disc control. He would have had to go for a quick slap to either both of these players who were kind of behind this block. It would have been kind of a difficult angle for him, or this player who's stunned out and is clearly not an option. So Palace here, even though he did miss this disc catch, it wouldn't have really mattered, because the disc still, even if he did catch it, he didn't really have anywhere to go with it in the amount of time that he had. Because you can see he gets done really quickly after this disc gets past him. And so just kind of playing a little bit too aggressively before they have really control of the disc. Because at no point during this play, except for like maybe when they got a couple of their shots off, can you really say that Nfinite is playing the offense here? They're just kind of trying to, both teams are just kind of fighting for control of the disc. And that's the same situation no matter what part of the arena they're in. And so it's whenever you're in a position where you don't have complete control of the disc and you're trying to fight for it, you always want to have somebody back, so that once you do get control of the disc, or if you don't, you still have somebody back here in the middle of the arena who can either ask as a reset if you do get a grab off, like a quick reset, quick slap play, you know they're there so you can get it off to them. Or if the disc ends up getting floated out or cleared, you have somebody there who can pick it up. So going to clip 2. I'm going to launch off of Jokr. They pass down, they've got to pass around. They got this play set up, so they're passing, really controlled passing. But you can see ends up going down in the trap, and then Nfinite actually ends up picking it back up and taking a couple shots and getting control of the disc. So even though Jokr is taking this, looks like they've got a set play here, Nfinite reads it really well, and they send somebody immediately down onto this player. So this player has to throw it quick, and this player who's going to be receiving the pass is already covered as well. So this is a really good offensive pressure by, or not offensive, defensive pressure by Nfinite, forcing players to make quick shots. So like this player at the beginning didn't have much time to get that shot off. Skinny had even less time and just kind of ends up throwing it wildly backwards. Almost gets this player, but not quite. Ends up bouncing back down in the track, or in the trap. I'm sorry, and then end up getting the shot off. So this is just a really good offensive play. Especially, this is something that you can do as a team if you notice that the team you're going against is taking their quarterback situations the same. So you can tell here that Nfinite really like is familiar with this play, because they have somebody both here and here, and you can say even the Jokr player that's back through the tunnel right here is still kind of covered too. So there's a good play by Nfinite, recognizing the play and then countering it forcing Jokr to make really quick decisions and then therefore making mistakes. So here we have Jokr moving the disc down the field. Ryan takes control of it in the middle, holds on to it. Probably a little bit too long, but gets the pass off to his teammate. Jokr continues to move it down the field. And they do move in and get the points off of that. So what we're wrong here is Jokr was given a lot of time to move this disc, mainly because of what happened right here. So you've got a Nfinite player here. These two Nfinite players are stacked. And this isn't a big problem until something like this happens, where one of the players in the stack gets punched out. All of a sudden, this stack is not going to be going off. It's not going to start moving for another couple seconds. This player's not going anywhere because he has to get to this stack before they start moving again. And so in a situation like this, it's better for Nfinite if the player who's holding on, I can't quite tell who's holding on to who here, but looks like, okay, Andy's on Zach's back. So if Andy had just earlier, like once at this point, once they're moving down to pressure, if Andy splits off or either pulls through here and just goes to cover somebody deeper, or splits off of Zach and grabs Pal, so it'd be an even better decision, so that they can let Zach pressure this disc, but then they also have pressure, so if the disc does get passed, which in this situation, when you're pressuring the disc holder, you usually expect them to get the pass off. So Nfinite needs to split their players here. They have this team, we have 3 players here who just aren't getting anything done because instead of either pulling through earlier, like I said, or splitting off and grabbing their other teammate, Jokr's able to just get the pass off after the pressure's put on by Zach. And then they don't have anybody here boosting, and then Jokr's kind of able to move it up. The stat comes in way too late, and Jokr's able to get the point here. So going to the 4th clip, we have Nfinite on the offensive disc. We have a pretty standard pass here. Palace goes against Andy on the wall. Andy passes it back, and it gets intercepted here. So this is really good defensive play by Jokr. And so we watch it again. You can see. So pass comes to the Palace. The pressure gets on him pretty quickly. He's got a chain in front of him, so he throws the disc and blocks instinctively, trying to break the stack up if they go for the punch. You see the stack doesn't go for Palace, and instead they immediately dive with the disc, putting pressure on this player. This player then makes a pass to their player across, but it gets intercepted by, it looks like Skinny, that is. Yeah, because you can see the way Skinny positions himself at this position, you can see him from this angle, but from this player's perspective, he's completely hidden behind behind Bowtie. And so when he goes for the pass, he's just kind of passing it straight at him, passing it open, and not trying to really avoid the defender because he doesn't know the defender's there. So it's a really good play by Jokr, sort of pressuring Nfinite into making quick passes, and then capitalizing on that pressure, and then being able to intercept the pass that they are baiting them into making. This is how high level teams play defense. Is they pressure the attacking team into making really quick decisions, because the faster you're forced to make a decision, the more likely you are to make a bad decision because you don't have time to think about it. You're just kind of acting instinctually. You might just clear it like into a wall or somewhere where nobody is. Even if you do have a little bit of time to think, like you see Andy does have a little bit of time to look and see his teammate, he still doesn't have enough time to have this player call out there's a player hiding behind Bowtie. And so they can't communicate that player is waiting there to intercept the pass. And so you can see Jokr play this really well, just applying a lot of pressure to Nfinite and then taking advantage of it when they make the mistake. And in the next clip, see this is kind of loose. It's picked up by Jokr. Jokr with the clear to the tunnel. It gets a little bit loose. They end up fighting for it. And you can see the clear goes by and it gets intercepted by Dash. So now, when I replay this clip, I want to kind of bring attention to the mini-map in this entire situation. So you can see Dash here is number 4, and he's the one I want to watch. Because you can see that where he's playing the back position right now, and he's playing it really well because he's following the disc. He's kind of shadowing. So you can see the disc is still on his side of the arena. So right now he's playing the bubble. So that if Nfinite does end up getting possession of the disc here, he's there so they can't go for any easy 3-point attempts. He's respecting that the Nfinite players are all pretty capable of making these long 3-pointers. And so he's playing back. He's playing the reset for his team, and he's playing the block in case a turnover happens so that a 3-pointer doesn't get conceded. And you can see once Jokr starts moving the disc kind of out of the range of a 3 being threatened, he moves up a little bit, but he's still shadowing. You see the disc is along this back wall. He's still kind of in line between the disc and the goal. So even if like somebody's able to get to this wall, this is still a place you can make a shot from. He's still kind of blocking that angle. And he's also moving to the side, so if it just gets cleared, because in this situation, this is a high pressure situation for the disc. Both players are right on top of each other trying to fight for the disc. If either one of them grabs it, they're going to have to make a really quick either pass or just a slap somewhere. And so if this blue player, for example, goes for just a really quick clear, most likely he's gonna clear it through this tunnel because this is where he's closest to. And so in general, people, when they're under pressure, most of the time they'll be clearing it just straight as quick as they can instead of trying to switch the sides. And see, so while the disc is on this side, Dash is sort of shadowing the bottom or the same side of the map as the disc is on. And as soon as the disc moves back over to the middle, you can see he starts moving up again. He moves up into the middle. He covers the top middle because that's where the disc is. And so this player gets the disc, is being pressured pretty heavily by Ryan here, makes the quick play, and because of Dash's position, he's able to intercept the disc no problem and turn the disc back over into an offensive position for Jokr. So really good positioning by Dash overall the entire play, covering the pass, shadowing the side of the arena where the disc is on, and then following the disc when it moves along the arena up top to the top middle. So once the disc gets panic cleared because Ryan's putting pressure on, Dash is right there to intercept it and turn around for Jokr. So really good play. You see the last clip? The disc gets cleared. We have a good leech by Ryan. He ends up getting the interception. Clears it down to the... shot doesn't go in, unfortunately. Andy with a really good slap up to the top right. He's picked back up by Jokr. A little bit of hesitation there. Causes Nfinite to get the steal. And they end up clearing it down and having a boost there. And they can get the 3. So there's a lot of that going on in this play. First thing. This gets cleared out of the bubble. As it does sometimes. Good leech by Ryan in this situation. So one of the things about being leech, and this isn't super applicable in this situation in particular, but more when you're boosting the whole length of the field and you're getting leeched. If you can look back at the person who's leeching your chain and notice that you're the one who he's grabbing onto, just reaching out and grabbing a block or just stopping or even letting yourself get stunned are all actually pretty good options, because if you can let your teammate continue on, even though he's not gaining any more speed from the regrabs, he's still going forward. And if you can stop, that if the leech is holding on to you, then he's also stopped. And so you turn it from a 2 versus 1 into a 1 versus 0. If it looks like Palace is the one being grabbed, if Palace had just like jumped off to the right all of a sudden, Ryan would have either had to react really quickly and jump back off to the left, back down into trap, or he would have been carried away from the disc, and then Zach would have been there with a lot less pressure to be able to grab it and make a decision there. So, but a good leech by Ryan. He's able to get there without being punched. Takes a shot. Doesn't go in, unfortunately, but it was understandable. It was a high pressure situation. You can then see another good play here by Andy. Really close grab here. Skinny and Andy were both neck and neck for this disc. You can see Andy realizes that, and so instead of going for any type of informed play, because his teammates aren't exactly in a good position for passing, he just immediately slaps it. He doesn't even grab it at all. He uses his disc grab immunity and is able to slap it out really quickly over there. Unfortunately, a Jokr player is there, but because of the lack of information and like these players, like you can see there's 2 orange players here, 3 blue players. This isn't really a safe place for him to slap it. He just slaps it towards the open side, and it's just unfortunate that one of the Jokr players was able to get, looks like a grab off of one of his teammates and get over there. You see another thing that happens here is when this player grabs it, he makes one little, you can see it there, he makes an extra pump where he looks like he's going to throw the disc, and then pumps it because he's not quite sure, and then that's what gets him punished, that little half a second of hesitation. And the reason that happened is because he doesn't really have a lot of people open. He's got one player here, which looks like he was trying to pass to. So it's like during his pump, he was looking for the player that's at the bottom of the shield. He realizes that there's two people in the bubble, so that's probably not a good pass. He makes the pump, and then you can see he doesn't have any other passes really. He's got Skinny kind of above here, who's pretty open and would be a decent pass. But that's kind of a hard angle to do, and that's why he had to pump it. And then you see he's got another player back for the reset. But again, because he just took that half a second to, he was looking for the offensive pass, and so that half a second it took for him to realize that that pass wasn't going to work out is all it took for Nfinite to pressure this, take the disc, and end up clearing it down for themselves. So really good play by both teams here. You see a lot of different things. The good leech by Ryan, the really good situational awareness and slap by Andy, and then the good pressure by Nfinite and the indecisiveness. Just half a second of indecisiveness on any on either team's parts here. You can see if Andy if Andy had if Andy had waited even like half a second to slap that disc, he probably would have gotten punched out, and the disc would have been a free goal. You can see if this player had just a half a second of less hesitation, then the pass would have gone off. It might not have been great, but it would have gotten off, and something like this wouldn't have happened, which is clearly not an ideal situation for Jokr. So really good play here by both teams, making half a second decisions and being able to capitalize on their opponent's mistakes. See Ryan capitalizing off of them letting him change. Ryan just is allowed to leech the boost, is able to get this disc back into the offensive position for Jokr, and he's able to get the slap off, and then the clear happens. So that's all for this game. This game was super close. I think it did go 2-0 to Jokr, but I think both games were 1 point differences, which is super close. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.